show what you rockin' with. I bring you close into my zone, you feel the heat, we get it on, girl. Let me see you move in the moonlight. Oh, I can feel it burning in my veins, telling me to go. Whoa.
Now it's 2 a.m. I'm up, all in my head, looking at all my friends.
How you guys doing? Welcome back to Suggestion Session. Welcome back to the tune-up. Nothing more to say other than we're ending the Fall Out Boy saga right here. I know a lot of you been waiting. I'm going in with an open mind, but I am expecting a lot of angst and a lot of screaming. That's as honest as I can put it right now. But, you know, maybe it'll surprise me. Yeah, other than that, let's just jump into the album. This is Take This to Your Grave by Fall Out Boy. Oh, these names already. Number 1, tell that Mick he just made my list of things to do today. Oh boy. Still 2000. Ooh, Regression. I see you. Definitely one of the better openers that they've had on their albums. Again, love the nostalgia. Love how it just instantly threw me back to the early 2000s. Yeah, I mean, I enjoyed that a lot more than the opener for American Beauty, American Psycho. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but I love this intro way more than that one. So far we up to a good start. Let's continue. Number 2, Dead on Arrival. Guitar pattern is pretty nice. I like this little mini solo. Again, keeping that nostalgic theme going. It's really reminded me of when I first heard Ocean Avenue, when I first heard All the Small Things, and you know, all those other songs that define this whole era of music. Back-to-back slaps, though. I really like those 2 songs. That was dope. So, again, hoping for the best. Let's keep going. Number 3, Grand Theft Autumn / Where's Your Boy?
Maybe he won't find out what I know. When I wake up, I'm willing to take my chances. Something I can say for him. Time I stood my brand new fashion for waking up with pants on before in the afternoon. Tonight I hope he's a gentleman, and maybe he won't find out what I know.
I gotta say, it's not as crazy as I thought it was gonna be. Not as angst-filled. I'm loving how melodic the first 3 songs are. Continuity error. Hi, how you doing? So I had to go to work right in the middle of filming this suggestion, so we gonna continue with the album. Number 4, Saturday. Okay. Minus the screaming, that song was awesome as hell. The way that the structure of the song changed when it went to the hook and the guitars were coming in and out, that was really, really dope. I love how that was put together. I love that arrangement. Everything else was really, really good, but that would be the first just good one, I would say. Number 5, Holmes Ticket Space Camp. What? Definitely one of the highlights so far. I like this one a lot. Hey. Yeah, that's the best one I've heard so far on the album, by far. That was the catchiest, most melodic, best arrangement so far. Definitely the best one so far. Reminds me of how I felt when I first heard the Afterlife of the Party, so shout out to that one. This got to be one of the darkest titles I've ever seen out of all of this emo stuff. Number 6, sending postcards from a plane crash, parentheses, wish you were here. Okay. It's funny how none of these song titles match what I think the song is going to be. Ooh. Oh. Yeah. That's hard. That's hard. Shout out to that little guitar lick at the end. That... I'm telling y'all. Y'all still hounding me about lyrics and shit. Cool, but... Oh, I love this sound of music. Like, I'm sorry, you can put whatever over a beat as long as it's not too crazy. If it sounds good, then it sounds good. That's basically just it. I'm just gonna keep saying it. We're never gonna see eye to eye on that. Especially me and the Click, and now it's the Panic fans that are mad at me about lyrics. I'm sorry. The music speaks to me more. Besides all that, though, track was crazy. I wasn't feeling it in the opening moments of it, but I really just started to fall more in love with the arrangement. I love how they're putting all of this together, and it's just dope that this is what they started out with. Like, just really having to put myself in the shoes of a fan back in 2003. Wow, y'all must have been going crazy. Number 7, Chicago is so 2 years ago.
Your breath until your breathing stops.
Acapella, nice choice. His backgrounds are dope too. That's fighting Holmes Ticket for the top spot right now. I like this one. I'm halfway through it, more than halfway really, and I haven't had any bad reactions to anything other than the screaming on Saturday. Number 8, the pros and cons of breathing. All right. I don't know about that one. That's the first one that I'm not really crazy about in the slightest. Nothing really jumped out at me about it. Like everything else either had like either something really catchy about it, something really prominent said throughout the song, or something about the way that it was composed was really, really significant and made me really enjoy it 10 times more. But I just didn't get that with this one. Number 9, Grenade Jumper. Yeah! Beat going crazy on that bass. Like the layer in there, that was nice. Cool little song to keep the album going. I like the way it was written. It was super, super catchy. Coming up on the last bit of tracks, number 10, Calm Before the Storm. Yeah, I'm not crazy about that one either, but it was pretty cool in the beginning, but I probably wouldn't go back to it. Off of first listen, I'm not feeling it too much, but maybe after a second listen or third, might come around to it. But as of right now, not really doing anything for me. Number 11, Reinventing the Wheel to Run Myself. Reinventing the Wheel to Run Myself Over. Not crazy about that one either. The hook that say yeah yo for that had me in stitches. That was pretty funny. I haven't heard a hook like that in a long time, because I know that's not something people really do in music anymore. Yay yay or oh 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 or anything like that. Like that was really back when like pop music was really popping. Like oh 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 oh, you know, Kesha and all that. But it's funny to revisit. But yeah, not crazy about that one. And lastly, number 12, the patron saint of liars and fakes. I hope I said that correctly. Alright then. I gotta tell you, it's a lot better than some of y'all told me, a lot better than I was expecting. Actually turned out to be a pretty cool album. Minus 3 songs maybe. Like I said earlier in this video, it's really cool to see that this is what they started on. Like, it seems like the first album for, I guess, punk bands, emo bands, whatever. It seems like that's always their most honest entry, their most heartfelt, delivered project that they put forth for the people to hear. I mean, because, you know, it's their first album. It's the first introduction to what they're about and what they represent. I'm wondering, like, how people were able to really find a lane when so much of that whole genre was, you know, just stapled from Fall Out Boy and My Chemical Romance and Panic and all that. So I'm wondering how people who weren't, you know, popping like that, who remained local or, you know, who wanted to break out of being local. I wonder how they found their sound, because I bet people were like, well, you sound like Fall Out Boy, you sound like such and such. Like, you know, a lot of people do that in the R&B and hip hop community. So I'm interested to know if that happened to anybody that was starting a band, or to anybody else that was trying to find their voice in alternative punk emo music. I really did like the arrangement of a lot of these songs. It was way more melodic than I thought it was going to be. Like, I was really expecting a lot of angsty stuff, like that really weird poem on one of the albums. Yeah, it's interesting that it was really melodic, and Patrick, you know, even with all the pitchiness, it still was really good. Like, he was still really blowing on these songs, and, you know, it's just a dope showcase of how raw their talent was from the jump. So, I mean, any fan should be proud of that. And I can definitely see why a lot of fans would be mad with Mania now, seeing as how this is what they started off with in the following albums. Yeah, overall, this is definitely one of my favorites out of the whole discography. I'm happy that we're ending on how they started. It's kind of cool in a way. So, now that we've come to the conclusion of the Fall Out Boy saga, which feels like forever, took a while to do it, but hey, we finally got through it. If I was to rank the albums, I got them here in front of me. At number 7, bottom of the list, I'm gonna have to put American Beauty, American Psycho. I definitely wasn't feeling the makeup of that album. I think Make America Psycho again is cool too, but you know, I can't really rank that with everything else. Just like I wouldn't put Soul Punk in this ranking because it's just strictly Fall Out Boy. And I know Patrick is the essential part of Fall Out Boy. I get that completely. But I'm just focusing on this whole saga that we've been embarking on this entire year, I believe. I think that's the one that missed me completely. Besides maybe like it was like a few, really only a few tracks that I liked on there, but that one just didn't do anything for me. Number 6, I'm gonna have to give Mania, mainly because even though I did it at the top of the year, it didn't age well for me. I did love Heaven's Gate. A couple other tracks on there were good too, but 2018 was just flooded with so much music. Making my top album list this year was just incredibly hard, and it's only going to get harder because people are only going to continue to create great stuff. But yeah, even though there's some really enjoyable stuff on Mania, it just wasn't strong enough to keep me interested. At number 5, I'm going to have to put Folie à Deux. I'm never going to get that right. I totally have seen the pronunciation. I've heard it. I've tried it. I'm just not going to get it right. Sorry. But Folie à Deux, I'm going to have to put at number 5. Out of everything, even though I really didn't like American Beauty, American Psycho, Folie à Deux was the most unsatisfying one. It was just such an unsatisfying ending, and just it left me just feeling very off about the whole thing. Like, that was kind of where I was like, I don't know if I'm gonna enjoy any more of these albums. I hope I do, but after this one, even with the stuff I liked and, you know, how disjointed the album felt to me, it just really left me on a really weird and sour note. So even though I like it more than American Beauty and Mania, it didn't give me a final note, and it didn't leave me wanting more. Number 4, I'm gonna have to give Infinity on High. I really enjoyed a lot of the songs that weren't the hits, especially the Afterlife of the Party. That's probably still my favorite Fall Out Boy track. I listened to that on my downtime, so that lets you know how much I really enjoyed that one. And there was a lot of good stuff on there, minus the live deluxe tracks and all that, but Infinity on High was definitely more of a better album, even though I didn't love that one either. Because I stated that the Fall Out Boy saga hasn't been very enjoyable for me, but, you know, you gotta take the good with the bad. Even though I didn't love that album either, I walked away with more of an impression than the previous albums I mentioned, even with Mania, because that was after I had already heard the album that gave me all the nostalgia, which I'll mention next. At number 3, I'm gonna put From Under the Cork Tree. Top 3 territory is very special ranking. You saw from the video how much I resonated with a lot of the stuff on that album. Even after mentioning that I only knew a few tracks walking away with more tracks to love from that album, and, you know, just reliving that time in my life was really cool. But, you know, that was the attitude that I loved about this genre of music, and, you know, it put me in a really good headspace because I reminisce on the past a lot, and I love thinking back to middle school when this was the wave. So yeah, nostalgia, classic angst, a lot of very notable songwriting, and memorable songs. Can't go wrong with it. Number 2, I'm gonna give Take This to Your Grave. I really did love how melodic it was. I think it's the most melodic out of all of the albums, and I love melodies. I love composition. I'm a production-oriented listener. I keep telling y'all, but people just seem to not pay attention to it. But it's all good. Different strokes, different folks. But yeah, I really loved all the layering, the harmonies, the arrangements were beautiful. Minus the screaming, I really enjoyed the album, you know. Out of 12 songs, I enjoyed 9 of them. It's a pretty great ratio if you ask me. And number 1, at the top of my list, Save Rock and Roll. By far, the most flawless album in their discography. Everything on there is crazy. And I'm pretty sure... And I said The Afterlife of the Party was my favorite Fall Out Boy track, but that damn Death Valley, that track? I believe that sums everything up. So yeah, even though this wasn't the most enjoyable saga to do, it's still gonna be a memorable one. I've had a lot of conversations with a lot of the fans, both on here and on other social platforms. I hope y'all enjoyed it. If they release anything else in the future, I'll be back on it. And yeah, we're closing up a lot of the Emo Trinity stuff. So people keep requesting and suggesting bands, so that's not going anywhere. That's not going anywhere anytime soon. But hopefully somebody grabs my ear. Hopefully somebody impresses me. You know, I'm open-minded with everything I listen to, contrary to what a lot of people might say. But yeah, this was an interesting time. So I hope you guys enjoyed it from start to finish. That's gonna do it for the Fall Out Boy saga. That's gonna do it for the suggestion. I hope you enjoyed. Like, share, subscribe. The whole 9. You know the biz. You know what it is. It's Gerald O'Brien, and I'm out.